So the story that I talk about is what we're experiencing is some variant of the Sorcerer's Apprentice. So the variant of the Sorcerer's Apprentice is that the technology isn't even developed by the people who are deploying it. It's developed by people like myself, my academic colleagues, who actually have quite a deep understanding of it and what its pitfalls might be. But then the apprentice are these big tech companies, right? So, you get this situation where they read the spell book and go, oh, this is the recipe for achieving this thing that they've worked out the complexity of. And then they cast a spell to sort of do their own chores, to move the water. And then before you know it, and in 2019, explicitly, Mark Zuckerberg said, regulate us. I mean, it's just an extraordinary thing for a business to say, regulate us. And it's extraordinarily mistaken in terms of how society works. You're like, I'll take the profit. You tell me the rules.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just mind-blowingly shocking. But it's not coming from any evil nature. It's just the naivety of people who have no idea how society works. And the fact that there wasn't like enormous outcry where people were actually saying, oh, isn't it good that they asked to be regulated? It's an utter misunderstanding of like everything. And that's the moment at which the apprentice is sort of surrounded by water and going, oh my goodness, chopping up the broomstick, trying to do things to fix the situation. But it's too late. But in our story, I think my German's not brilliant, but I think in the Goethe poem, it's like the sorcerer returns and says, Besen, Besen, seid's gewesen. Broom, broom, that's enough. And it's all fixed, but we've been disempowered. The academics can't ship back up. I mean, they've been trying to say, there's a problem here, there's a problem there. But the even worse thing is in the very act of casting the spell, the sorcerer in our story is Karl Popper's open society. It's the fact that the way that we regulate these things is distributed across different experts with different capabilities who are just trying to muddle along and work out the best way of fixing things. But the mechanism through which they do that is through information technology. Historically, the book and the printed word and the pen and the paper. Yet the casting of this spell is undermining the sorcerer themselves. So the sorcerer returns and finds, well, actually, by what you did, you've actually undermined my ability to regulate what you're doing. And now you turn around and ask me to fix it. And that's kind of, I think, where we're at. But the right solution, therefore, I mean, it's also, I mean, very sadly, our governments have undermined faith in the sorcerer as well, because there's been this whole story over the last 50 years or so about how inefficient government and public sector and all these sort of things are. How come they're going to do this? They can't do that. And look at all, oh my God, they are left with the hardest problems in society: health, social security, education, defense, the hardest problems in society that none of these companies have ever delivered anything towards solving. And in fact, every time they dip their fingers into it, they mess it up big time. There's no money to be made there. People are paid very poorly to try and do their best. And their notions of public service have been undermined. Their confidence in who they are and what they're doing has been undermined. And now we're turning around and sort of saying, well, fix it.